Welcome back to Empowering the Educator Within. I'm your host, Christina Schall. In today's episode, we're starting with a question. Where are the gaps in students' reading abilities coming from? It's a question that educators have asked time and time again. And more often than not, the finger is pointed at either the teacher or the student. Maybe the teacher isn't using the right guided reading strategies. Maybe they need more training in phonics instruction. Or perhaps the assumption falls on the student. Maybe it's their background, their home language, or their ability to learn. But what if we're all missing something important? What if the real problem isn't with the teacher or the student, but with the resources we give them? In today's episode, we're digging into this critical disconnect between reading programs and the materials used to assess and reinforce learning. And we're asking a tough but necessary question. Are we unintentionally setting our students up to struggle, even when we follow all the right steps? Let's start with what we know. Many classrooms today rely on well-known early literacy programs, such as Letters and Sounds and Jolly Phonics, just to name a few. These programs are highly engaging and based on research. They come with songs, games, and activities that keep students involved and excited about learning to read. Teachers follow these programs diligently, step by step. They introduce the phonemes in the right order. They model decoding strategies. Students participate, engage, and complete the required activities. And then comes the moment of truth. It's time to pull out the readers. These are the books students are expected to read during guided reading and at home. They're also the same books parents are told their child should be able to read. These are often the readers schools use for formal assessment, PM benchmark, or similar level texts. And then it happens. Despite all the effort, the student struggles. The teacher is left wondering, why can't this child read the book? After all, the program was followed, the concepts were taught, practice was provided. So what went wrong? Here's the answer we rarely talk about. The reader doesn't match the program. The book might be labeled at the student's level, but it contains words that require decoding strategies they haven't learned yet. It's packed with sight words they've never been explicitly taught. In short, the reader assumes knowledge the child hasn't had the opportunity to develop. And that's not a reflection of their ability. It's a reflection of poor alignment. This means the teacher is doing one thing, carefully introducing sounds and patterns in a specific research-based order, while the reader is demanding something else entirely. It skips steps. It expects mastery of skills that were never taught, or at least not yet. It's like asking a child to run a race on a track that hasn't been laid down. So, instead of seeing the student's true progress, what we see is a mismatch, a gap. And that gap is misinterpreted as a lack of understanding, a lack of effort, or a sign that the child is somehow behind. But in reality, it's neither a teaching failure nor a student deficit. It's a systematic issue, one that emerges when schools invest in programs, but not in the resources that truly support them. The result? Misaligned tools that confuse learners, frustrate teachers, and create the illusion of failure where none actually exists. If we want students to succeed, we need to stop asking them to demonstrate skills they haven't been taught and start giving them materials that reinforce what they have learned. Only then can we accurately assess their progress and give them the confidence to keep going. Imagine if early readers truly started at the beginning, with just 2 carefully chosen words on a page. One CVC word the student had just learned to decode, and one sight word they had recently mastered. No surprises, no guesswork, just a book that meets them exactly where they are in their learning journey. Imagine the feeling of accomplishment as they sound out each word, turn each page, and realize they can do it. No frustration, no confusion, just clarity, success, and joy. Now think about what that would do for a child's confidence. Instead of shrinking back from the book, they'd lean in. Instead of saying, "I can't read this," they'd say, "I can read this by myself." That kind of experience doesn't just build skills, it builds identity. It shapes how a child sees themselves as a reader. At the end of the day, student success depends not just on what we teach, but on how we support and assess that teaching. When our tools are aligned, when they reinforce rather than contradict the instruction, we create the conditions for students to thrive. That's why we developed our free online collection of emergent and transitional readers. They're designed to mirror the actual steps teachers are taking in the classroom, supporting decoding skills and sight word knowledge as they're introduced. Because learning to read shouldn't break a child's confidence. It should build it, one skill at a time, laying the groundwork for lifelong learning. Thanks for joining me on today's episode. If you'd like to explore our free readers or learn more about building resources that align with your literacy program, visit shallowbooks.com. Until next time, keep questioning, keep reflecting, and above all, keep empowering the educator within.